Hello everybody, welcome to our AMA. This is the Super League official League of Legends AMA. I am Michelle, you know me from Discord and from Facebook. This is Michael Ullman, this is John Pingle.
So this is going to be our fourth go around. We've done 3 seasons of City Champs. City Champs is a national tournament. It occurs in 16 cities where players from everywhere can qualify, try to make their spot onto a city team, and then compete in local venues against other cities to be crowned City Champs. This time we're doing new divisions.
Essentially what we've done, because the last season we had an inaugural division that kind of had a couple of different cities from various different time zones playing together, was we tried to facilitate things a little bit so that the 4 divisions are basically the Northeast, the Southeast, which now the Southeast now includes Washington, D.C., as well as the obvious other Southeast, and then the Central Time, and then lastly the Western Division.
And additionally, more on like the technical side of things, for those of you who are not familiar with what it's like in the theater, we do have super slabs where you can put your laptop and your mouse. There's power provided for every player. There's bandwidth for you. There's lights and whatnot. But all of the stuff that you need to play is there. You just have to show up with your laptop and with a mouse.
Don't forget the popcorn.
This year, there's going to be an online qualifier period. It's going to be 6 weeks. It's going to last from October 7th to November 14th. What is quals, first off? That's where you queue up online to try to qualify for your club. To do that, you go to superleague.com, you go to the dashboard, you'll queue up just like you would in League of Legends. In order to qualify for your club, you need to play 20 games in a roll before the end of qualifiers. Each week, we're going to cut the bottom 15% per roll in each tier. If you're still eligible for a tier by November 12th, that's when we're gonna have our first in-person qualifier day. We're gonna have 2. One will be on November 12th, one will be on November 14th. These will be held in your city venues, and you need to show up to at least one of them. This time, that will take the place of practice day. How does points work in quals? It's a leaderboard similar to how it was before, so you need to have at least 20 games to even be considered.
That's right.
Then it's your win rate. After win rate will be games played, KDA, and so it's exactly as it is listed on the leaderboard, so you can kind of go down, let's say, win rate, games played, and then as it goes down the leaderboard, that's how we do tiebreakers. That is online qualifiers. The windows will be on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday over 6 weeks.
All right, so tell me a little bit about tiering for Season 4.
Sure. So tiers now are only applicable to 6 teams. We've gone down from 12 teams to 6 teams to mainly balance a lot of the skill distribution across each club. We have 4 tiers still, just like last season. Tier 1 is going to include gold and above. Tier 2 is going to have plat and below. Tier 3 is going to have gold and below. And lastly, Tier 4 is going to be silver and bronze only. All of these tiers are going to require that you must be ranked by the beginning of qualifying season.
And that brings me into the alternates. There's 4 alternates per tier.
Yeah, you can only fill in your tier.
Correct.
If you are the top 4 that didn't make one of the top 2 positions, then you are the most eligible to be a fill, just because of your performance in qualifiers. We don't take role into account, just your rank on the leaderboard.
And also alternates are going to get the jerseys as well as any of the prizing.
All the goodies.
So consider yourself a part of the team as being an alternate.
And a really good chance to play.
So since we have different tiering and we have 6 teams, like how does the scoring work?
You'll play 2 games each match night. We weight the scoring for the higher tiers more heavily than we do with the lower tiers. So tier 4 with the 1 team, your games are worth 1 point. Tier 3 will earn 2 points per game, so a total of 8 because there's 2 teams. Tier 2 will earn 3 points. And then tier 1, only team A, they earn 5 on game 1 and they earn 6 on game 2, and that extra point is there for the tiebreaker.
So what exactly is divisional play?
Yes, so divisional play takes place the Wednesday right after Thanksgiving weekend. And that's essentially when all of the players who have now qualified for their local city club are going to be coming in at their local theater or arena and playing one another within their first specific division.
There will be 3 nights of divisionals, and then the city with the most points at the end of the night will be that night's winner. They will be 1-0 on the night. It's not about total points accumulated over the divisional play. It's just about, do you win your city versus city head-to-head matchup? If you are the top team in your divisions, you then qualify for the semis, and that's going to be on December 10th. You don't have to fly to another city, nothing like that. You just show up again on December 10th, and you're going to play another match just like you did during divisionals, except it's going to be semis, one-off. If you win that matchup, Then you go to the finals, which will be on December 12th, and it's the stuff of legends.
Then what is the pricing?
Pricing! This season, if you qualify for your club, you get a jersey and you get a mystery skin. If your team makes it to semifinals, everybody on that team will get 1380 RP. And then if you win finals, you get a championship medallion, and we will throw a trophy party in your city. Also, you get triumphant rise, not championship rise.
That's right.
Triumphant rise.
So we have a Definite Lesbian asked, is each tier a different set of 20 games?
Yeah, so you need to complete 20 games on a roll in a tier to be considered for qualifying.
That's right.
However you want to do that, if you want to try to get that done in the last week of qualifying, you're welcome to, but that's your risk. If you do not get your 20 games in a roll in a tier, you will not qualify. So we highly encourage you to start early, because if you are trying to avoid the early few rounds where we're cutting the bottom 15% and then you only get 19 games in, sorry, not enough. You need to get 20 games in a roll in a tier. That is the only way you will qualify.
We got a lot of feedback last season about adding a little bit more flexibility and allowing players, in case they have finals or in case they have midterms or basically some other priorities, at least you would have been having the chance to queue up a couple of games in advance and hold your position tightly, and take that time off that you might need to rejuvenate and come back with a much more heavier playstyle.
We just got a question from Bradford Love from the Twitch chat. Hey, Bradford.
What's up, Bradford?
We are hoping to have Red Bull All-Stars for Season 4 as well. So that is something that is on the line. Those of you who remember, Season 3, we did Red Bull All-Stars. We took the top Team A from each division. We flew them to LA. They competed at the Red Bull stage. It was very awesome. You can talk to any of those. Bradford Love was one of them. But yeah, definitely Red Bull All-Stars is on the line for Season 4.
Yeah, Bradford, hopefully we'll see you again.
Capri56 said, so if you try it for Tier 1 and you end up being third, would I be an alt, or could I still qualify for Tier 2 or Tier 3?
I mean, if you can get 20 games in a roll in Tier 1 and 20 games in a roll in Tier 2, you'll be able to select what you want to do.
That's it.
But so if you end up being third, so it wouldn't be necessarily third for the roll. It's like we're not going to have one per each roll. So we'll take, let's say you qualify for Tier 1, but you're not a top 2 in any given roll. If you are the next best, regardless of role, it could be 4 top laners. If those 4 top laners have the next best win rate below every other role that qualified, those will be the alternates.
You will be. If he gets eliminated from Tier 1, let's say he's a Tier 1 player, and he also gets eliminated from another tier, what happens to him next?
Yeah, so you can queue up. So let's say you queue up you're trying to be a top laner in Tier 1. And you, after a week, you're in the bottom 15% and you get cut from that tier. You can no longer queue up as a top laner in Tier 1. Yes. You can try again in a different role.
Yes.
But if that's not your best role, once again, you're probably going to get cut again. So you can just keep queuing as long as you're eligible, but as soon as you're eliminated by role by tier, you cannot queue up in that role or in that tier anymore. So while we do have League Unlocked in the theater, which means all champions open and select skins available, we don't have those for qualifiers when you play them from home. That means you have to have an account that is eligible for ranked play, that's eligible for tournament draft. So you need to be level 30, and you need to own at least 20 champions. We assume that the vast majority of you are eligible like that. Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out our League of Legends City Champs Season 4 AMA. We're super excited to bring you this next season, but if you have any questions, do not hesitate to hit us up on any of our social channels at Super League LoL. We love to hear from you. We're a community-driven company, and we can't wait to see you Season 4.